Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students, to the next lesson of the Good Tree Arabic Academy Keys to the Quran course. So let us raise our hands and recite dua before we start this lesson. So Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma anfa'na bima 'allamtana وعلمنا ما ينفعنا وزدنا علما اللهم ألهمنا رشدنا وقنا شر أنفسنا ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم آمين. So, in this lesson, we will be learning about the idafa phrase. The idafa phrase, it comes many times in the Quran, and many times in Arabic language. It's one of the pillars of Arabic language, and I will be explaining this to you in this. So, what is the idafa phrase? The idafa phrase is a phrase containing two nouns used to express either one possession or two attribution or relationship between two things. So for example, let's look at this first example over here. We have two words. Qalamu Zaydin. Qalamu Zaydin. Qalamu Zaydin means Zayd's pen. Okay. So this pen, it belongs to Zayd. Zayd is in possession of this pen. So it denotes possession. Over here we have Kitabullahi. Kitabullahi. The Kitabullahi is book of who? Of Allah. Kitabullah, book of Allah. So the kitab, the book, is possessed by Allah. You know, it is the book of. So we have Zayd's pen, book of Allah. Okay. So this denotes possession of a thing or an object to a person. Over here we have attribution or relationship between two things. So, you know, the first thing is attributed to the second thing. So over here we have Ma'ul Bahri. Ma'ul Bahri, Ma'un means water. So water, Al-Bahri means the sea. So water, sea, water of the sea. And we know that it's the sea because it has Al over here. Ma'ul Bahri. Al-Bahr means the sea. So Ma means water. Al-Bahr means sea. So water of the sea. So you see, it's talking about a specific type of water of the sea. Over here we have حقوق الوالدين. حقوق الوالدين. So it's joined والدين. Now حقوق means rights. Yeah? Rights. So we have rights, you know, like the rights of your parents. Al-walidain means parents. Your two parents, meaning parents. Rights of parents. And we know that this is dual. This is actually dual because it has aini at the end. So walidaini means your mother and your father. So a pair of parents. Okay. So حقوق الوالدين means rights of parents or parents' rights. Okay, it's the attribution of the rights to the parents. And over here we have يوم القيامة. يوم القيامة. I'm sure we have all heard of this term before. يوم القيامة means the day of. Qiyamah means judgment. The day of resurrection. So it is attributing a whole day to the judgment or the qiyamah. So it's like a relationship between two things, and it becomes like a term, a phrase which is used very commonly. So these are the two meanings of the idafa phrase. The idafa phrase. So how would we translate the idafa phrase? For example, over here we have an example which comes in the Quran many times. Nasrullahi. Nasrullahi. Nasr means help, and Allah means Allah. So there's two ways of translating it. Either we can translate it as Allah's help, okay? The help is attributed to Allah, and then we would put the apostrophe S to denote possession, or we can translate it as help of Allah, and that would be like a word for word translation, because over here help, the word help comes first, and over here Nasrullah, the word help comes first, and then the word Allah comes second, and over here the word Allah comes second. However, if you're going to use the apostrophe S translation, then you would sort of switch it around, and you would put apostrophe S on the first word. So either way is correct. You can either say Nasrullah, help of Allah, or Nasrullah, Allah's help. Both translation is correct. Now, if you want to make it into a sentence, if you want to put this phrase into a sentence, then you can do it like this. You want to inform about the Nasrullah. You want to talk about the Nasrullah. So Nasrullahi qaribun. Nasrullahi is mubtada. Mubtada is the start of the sentence, and qaribun is khabar. Okay, so we are informing about the Nasrullah. We are telling about the Nasrullah that it is near. The help of Allah / Allah's help is near. And that is how you make a full sentence out of it. You just put an indefinite word at the end of the phrase, and it becomes a complete sentence. Okay. So there are two parts to the idafa phrase. Okay, as you can see, it has two parts because it has two words in it. So over here, Nasrullahi, the first part is Nasr, the second part is Allahi. And these two parts actually have terms for it in Arabic grammar. The first part, Nasru, is called the mudaf. The mudaf, and this is how you write it in Arabic, mudaf. Now there are some rules that the mudaf has to follow for it to be considered as a proper mudaf. The mudaf does not take alif lam. Okay, as you can see, there's no alif lam on it. And also, it does not take tanween. It doesn't take dhammatain, kasratain, or fathatain. As you can see over here in Nasrullah, you see that it only has one dhamma. It has only one dhamma over here. Usually, in a word, if it's indefinite, then it would be nasrun, Nasrun or Nasrin or Nasran. And if it's definite, then it would have alif lam on it, an-nasru. Yeah? However, in this case, because it is attached to another word, it only contains one haraka. And by the way, this haraka, the third rule over here, is that can change state of declension according to the sentence, meaning it can become marfu', majroor, or mansub. So this last haraka actually can change according to its place in the sentence. Now, as we know, for example, maybe it's mubtada, and mubtada is always marfu'. And if it's a singular word, then marfu' means that it has a dhamma. Maybe it's after a harf jar. Maybe it's after a preposition like fi nasrillah, in the help of Allah, then it would become kasra, because after fi it's always majroor, and majroor is always kasra, and so on and so forth. Okay, yeah. So, okay, yeah, Nasrullah. So, yeah, all these three things, 1, 2, 3, does not take alif lam, does not take tanween, and it can be marfu', majroor, or mansub. These are all the qualities of the mudaf, the first part of the idafa phrase. Now, the second part of the idafa phrase is Allah. So, Nasrullah, help of Allah. Allah, the second part of the phrase, it's called mudaf ilay. Okay, the second part, and this is how you say in mudaf ilay. Mudaf actually means something that is attributed. Okay, so over here, mudaf, the attributed, and mudaf ilay, the one that is attributed to. Okay, that's why it has ilayhi. It's attributed to it. But we don't need to get too much into the technical terms. However, you do need to learn that the first part is called mudaf, the second part is called mudaf ilayhi. Now, you see the mudaf ilayhi, the word Allah in this case, it has a kasra on it. And that is because the mudaf ilayhi is always majroor. It is always majroor. And if it's a singular word, then obviously majroor means that it has a kasra on it. Okay? Kasra or a kasratain on it. And in this case, it can also have an alif lam. The word Allah has an alif lam on it, so that's correct. Or also it can have a tanween on it. These are not correct because it's always majroor. It can only have this one on it. Okay? So I have made a mistake over here, which I shall correct later on. It can only have kasratain on it if it's going to have a tanween on it. Or if it has alif lam and it has a kasra on it. So over here, let's look at the second examples. So Nasrullah means help of Allah. Second example, Rabbul Alameen. Rabbul Alameen. Rabbu means the Lord. Okay, Lord. Rabbu Al-Alameen. So Al-Alameen means the worlds. And it's actually plural. It's plural masculine. Now, over here, Rabbu, it follows all these rules. It doesn't have alif lam. Yes, good. It doesn't have tanween. Very good. Can change state of declension according to... So we don't know. It's not part of a sentence at the moment. So we're just making it marfu because the marfu is default. So all of those conditions are met. Over here, alamina. Let's look at the mudaf ilay. Is it majroor? Yes, it is majroor because it has ina at the end. You know how we say muslimina? Muslimina is majroor / mansoob. In this case, it is majroor. Okay? Alamina. Alamina. This ina, it denotes the fact that it is majroor. Okay? Because it is a plural masculine. Alamina, it means like everyone who was in the world. Okay? In the world. In the worlds. So, ina means that is majroor. Okay? For a plural word. And it can have alif lam or tanween. In this case, it has alif lam. So, yes, it is correct. You know? And then we would translate this as Lord of the worlds. The third example over here is from Surah. Which surah was it? فَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ خَيْرًا يَرَهُ. Whoever does an atom's weight, mithqal means atom, weight. Mithqala means weight. And dharratin means atom. So, you can either translate it as atom's weight, or you can translate it as weight of an atom. Okay? So, whoever does an atom's weight of good shall see it, and whoever does an atom's weight of evil shall see it on the Day of Judgment, of course. So, yeah, you know, it has two translations. And over here, mithqala, you see, it's not dhamma, it is mansoob, it is fatha, because it is the object of a verb, which we shall be learning very soon. So it can change. It's not, it can change according to the sentence, and it doesn't have alif lam, it doesn't have tanween either. Okay, great. And the second part of the sentence, dharratin, atom, as you can see, it is majroor, and it has a tanween, so it has kasratain on it. So, you know that that is actually the mudaf ilay. So, yeah, that's it. Here are some examples from Lisan al-Quran of how a mudaf, the first part of the idafa phrase, it can change according to the declension of the sentence. It can change according to its grammatical function in the sentence. So over here in example number 1, we have Nasrullahi qaribun, which is the example we had done before. Nasrullahi means Allah's help. Qaribun means near. So over here, Nasrullahi, it is mubtada. Mubtada. It is the first part of the sentence. Actually, to be honest, the whole thing is not mubtada. Only Nasru is mubtada because it has a dhamma on it. And remember, mubtada is always marfu', as we have previously learned. Mubtada is always marfu'. And over here, Nasru, we can see that Nasru, it has a dhamma on it. It means that it's marfu'. However, Allah is actually attributed to the mubtada. It's mudaf ilay. Okay, I'll write it in English as well. It's mudaf ilayhi. Sorry, ilayhi. Ilayhi. And it is always majroor. Okay, because it is mudaf ilay. So, Nasru is mubtada marfu'. Allahi is mudaf ilayhi majroor. And qaribun, what is qaribun? What's the declension of qaribun? What's its function in the sentence? So Allah's help is near. We have the mubtada, and every sentence that has a mubtada, it always has to have a khabar. Yes, khabar. So the function of this word here is khabar. It is the last part of the sentence. It's the completing word, the word that gives meaning to the sentence. Qaribun is near, and khabar is also always marfu'. Okay, so here we have done the i'rab. We have done declension of this whole sentence. Nasru is mubtada because it's marfu' because it is mubtada. It starts the sentence. Allahi is majroor because it is mudaf ilay. And qaribun, it is marfu', it has a dhamma on it because it is khabar. So you see, sometimes we kind of, when we didn't know Arabic before, we were always wondering, oh, why does this one have a kasra on it? Why does this one have a fatha on it or a dhamma on it? Now we know that each haraka actually has a great meaning behind it, and it means that it is functioning, it has a specific function in the sentence. Okay, so now we are learning, and it is very exciting to actually discover the reasons behind why this is fatha, dhamma, and kasra. Okay, excellent. Let's continue on. Number 2. So this is an example for when the mudaf, it's mubtada and it's mudaf is as well, by the way. It's mubtada and it's mudaf because this is the first part of the mudaf idafa phrase. This is the second part of the idafa phrase. Nasrullahi. If you just take Nasrullahi by itself, it has 2 parts. Mudaf and mudaf ilay. The mudaf, it happens also to be the mubtada, and mubtada is always marfu'. Allahi, it is the mudaf ilay and it is majroor. Okay, great. Now, the second part of the second example is shakartu Allah. Shakartu means I offered thanks or I thanked. Okay, shakartu is a verb. Now, one thing that we will learn is that after the object of the verb, the thing that you are doing the action upon, it is always mansoob. Okay, the object of the verb. So ni'mata is the object of the verb. So, you are giving thanks for what? For the blessing of Allah. Ni'mat Allah means blessing of Allah, or Allah's blessing. So, the ni'mata is the object of the verb. The verb is actually upon it affects the word after it, because it is, you are doing the shukr, you are doing the thanks upon the blessings of Allah. So it is the object of a verb and it is mansoob. The object of a verb is always mansoob, okay? Like the thing that you're doing the action upon is mansoob. And then Allahi is mudaf ilayh. Ilayhi, and it is majroor. Okay? Allahi over here is majroor all the time. So you see, Nasrullahi, Ni'matallahi, mansoob, it was Dhamma over here, it was Fatha over here, and in this example, the third example, Al-mu'minu mushfiqun min adabillahi. The believer is afraid. So al-mu'minu means the believer, mushfiqun means afraid. Okay, he has fear. Min means from, okay, or of, in this case. Adabillahi means punishment of Allah, or Allah's punishment. Now after min is a preposition, and after min it is always majroor. So adabi is a majroor word. It is majroor because of min. It is majroor because of min, because of the preposition min, which is a preposition, and it is mudaf. Okay, and Allahi is always mudaf ilayhi, and it is majroor. Allahi, majroor. So yeah, the main part of this examples is for you to see that Nasrullahi, Ni'matallahi, Adabillahi, it can, the haraka of the mudaf of the first part, okay, mudaf is the first part, it can change, it can become dhamma, it can become kasra, and it can become fatha according to the sentence, according to its function in the sentence. Okay, great, let's go on. So subhanallah, we know that everything belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and everything comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well. And so we can attribute many things to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So here we have a list of words, and all these words are actually going to be the mudaf. It is the first part of the sentence, the idafa phrase, the mudaf. And then we are going to make Allahi the mudaf ilayhi. The mudaf ilayhi, because everything is attributed to him. Ilayhi means to him or to it. So it is the mudaf ilayhi, the second part of the sentence. So so we can make a combination of words or phrases actually. And then we have the idafa phrase over here. Idafa phrase, like the complete phrase. But these are not complete sentences, by the way. You need to put something after it to make it, to make sense. And we will do that right now, after we do this. Okay, so kitab means book. Kitab. So over here, kitab, bullahi, kitabullahi, the book of Allah. The book of Allah. Kitabullahi, the book of Allah. And the thing is that we don't know what the haraka of the ba over here is. So because it's not in a sentence at the moment. So we're just going to put a dhamma on it, because dhamma is the default haraka that we always put all the time. Okay, great. Now, if I want to make a sentence out of kitabullahi, kitabullahi means the book of Allah. That is not a complete sentence. You have to put something after it. The book of Allah is what? The kitabullahi mubinun, for example. Okay? Kitabullahi mubinun. The book of Allah is clear. Okay? The book of Allah is clear. That is a complete sentence. So that is correct. Okay, let's continue on. Haqq. Haqq means truth or the right. Okay, over here we'll make it as right. So haqqullahi means the right of Allah, or you can say the truth of Allah. And if you want to make a sentence out of it, you can say haqqullahi kabirun, maybe. I don't know. Haqqullahi kabirun is big, is great. Or haqqullahi azimun kabirun or azimun, as we have learned before. Okay, hudud means laws or boundaries, and then you say hududullahi, the laws of Allah, laws or boundaries of Allah are severe. Now the word severe in Arabic is shadidun, shadidun. Okay, hududullahi shadidun. Oh, actually, sorry. Hudud is feminine. Okay, so you would have to say shadidatun. Yeah, you have to put ta marbuta on the khabar because hudud is a feminine word because it is plural. Oh, okay. This is something that we need to keep in mind. Nasrullahi, Nasrullahi qaribun is near. Nurullahi. Nurullahi means the light of Allah. Nurullahi. Okay, you can say Nurullahi fi qalbil mu'mini. So Nurullahi fi qalbil mu'mini. The light of Allah is in the heart of a believer. Okay, so that is a sentence that has two mudaf and mudaf ilays in it, that has two idafa phrases, because qalb al-mu'mini is an idafa phrase in itself. Qalb is the mudaf and al-mu'min is the mudaf ilay. Okay, and then we have the reason why we say Rasulullah. We say the proper way to say it is Rasulullahi. You have to say the he at the end, Rasulullahi. So you know, Rasulullahi, the messenger of Allah, Rasulullahi Muhammad, the messenger of Allah is Muhammad. Nabiyullahi fil Jannah, for example. The Prophet of Allah is in Jannah. And then that's exactly how you make some sentences out of any of these words. So yeah, you know, it's very simple and it's very intuitive, and that is how you do it. The only thing I want you to really remember is that you know, you have to make sure that the mudaf ilayh is always majroor. It is always majroor. Okay, and that is why you would see, and also that the mudaf, the first part, it doesn't have any alif lam, it doesn't have any tanween, and it can either be bu, be ba, you can change according to the sentence. So yeah, those rules are very important for you to realize. Okay, if the mudaf ilayhi, which is the second part of the idafa phrase, is singular, dual, or plural. So let's go through these examples very quickly. In the first example, Hadithur Rasuli haqqun. The messenger's tradition. Hadith means tradition. Rasul is a singular word, okay? So if it's singular, then you just put a kasra on the end. Is true. Haqqun is true. So that's very easy because you see mudaf ilayhi is always majroor, right? And remember, majroor, for when it's singular, when it's dual, and when it's plural, it has different signs, remember? So we're going to go through these signs basically. It's just a revision of those signs that we did. The second example, ukulul jannataini. Jannataini means two gardens. Now, why don't we say jannatani? Why don't we say jannatani? Because jannatani is marfu'. We don't want it to be marfu'. We have to make it majroor. And how do we make it majroor? By putting aini at the end, okay? The fruit, ukulu means the fruit or the things that you eat. Al-jannataini, of the two gardens, ladidun is delicious, okay? Ladidun means delicious. And why we say jannataini? Because it is dual and it is majroor. Okay, great. Number 3, قرأت قصص النبيين. Nabiyina, ina. It has ina at the end. Why does it have ina at the end? Because it is mudaf ilay, stories of the prophets. It is mudaf ilay and it is sound masculine. It is masculine plural. Sound masculine plural. Okay? So ina at the end makes it majroor. The fourth example, akhlaqul mu'minati. The believing woman's characters are exalted. Samiyatun are exalted. Okay? So it's just a kasra, just like the singular one. However, this is the feminine plural. For the feminine plural, if it's majroor, then it's also just kasra, which is very easy. And the special case over here, ذهبت إلى بيت عائشة. Now, some words, okay, this is a proper noun. Proper noun. Aisha is the name of a person. And some proper nouns, they never take kasra. So, instead of a kasra, they take a fatha. Okay, they take a fatha. Now, we don't need to learn too much about it. However, you need to be aware of it because sometimes you can't be deceived, you know. If you see a fatha, it doesn't always mean that it's mansoob, like we always think. It can actually even be majroor because it is a special case. It is what we call a diptote. A diptote, which is what we call in Arabic a ghayr munsarif. It doesn't take a kasra. Never takes kasra or tanween. It can only take two harakas. It only takes fatha / a dhamma. However, that is something that maybe we will learn later on. All you need to know is that the mudaf ilay is always majroor. Okay, no matter what type it is. It's either singular, dual, or plural. However, if the mudaf is the first part. Now, we did the second part because it's easier. The first part is a bit harder to explain, so I did it second. The first part, what happens if the first part of the idafa phrase is single, dual, or plural? Let's go through those. So over here, we have an example for if it's just single. It's very easy. You just say, ma'u means the water. Al-bi'ri means the well. Okay, so ma'ul bi'ri, the water of the well, is sweet, adbun. So it's very easy. You just put a dhamma. Excellent. Great. It's what we've been doing this whole time. However, when we go to the second example, manarata. Oh, there's no dhamma over here. However, we see that there is a alif. Now, what does this alif represent? Let's go into it right now. Manarata al-masjidi tawilatani. Now, the word manara, let's look over here. Manaratun means a minaret, okay? Minaret is like the towers that they have for the masjids. Now, if we want to say 2 minarets, then we say, then we have to put ani at the end, okay? To make it dual. So we put manaratani, okay? Now, if you want to make manaratani 2 minarets of the mosque, you want to attribute it to the mosque, Okay, manaratani plus al-masjid. Okay, then what you need to do is that you take off this noon. Okay, you cancel out this noon. And then it just becomes this. It becomes manarata al-masjid. Okay, and that is how you join it together. That is how you join it together. So this noon, it gets cancelled out. It gets kicked out. Okay, it's not needed anymore. And then these two words, they marry each other. Okay, manarata al-masjid. Okay, great. And same thing in the third example. Muslimu Pakistana muttahiduna. So we know, how do you say Muslims, plural of Muslims? So we have Muslim plus una is Muslimuna, right? Muslimuna. Now if you want to add Muslimuna plus Pakistan, there's no P in Arabic, so that's why it's Pakistan, right? So same thing over here. We just cancel out this noon, okay? It's not needed anymore because now these two words are going to marry each other and then it becomes Muslimu Pakistana. Okay? Muttahiduna. Yeah, and that's it. So there are only a few examples in the Quran of this. So we're not going to focus too much about it. However, you do need to know just in case you come across it. So let's go through some examples from the Quran. Whenever there is this green background, examples with this green background, that means that it's from the Quran. Okay, so we have from Surah Falaq. وَمِن شَرِّ حَاسِدٍ. Wa means and, min means from. So we have to seek refuge from Sharri hasidin, evil of who? Hasidin. Hasidin means the person who does hasad, the person who is jealous. Evil of the jealous person, or the jealous one. Okay. Over here we have okay, we'll go this way, I guess. Bihamdi rabbika. So bi is a preposition. Okay. With, it means with. Hamdi means praise. Praise. And rabbika means your Lord. Your Lord. So how would we translate this whole sentence? This phrase, it's not even a sentence. The translation would be with the praise of your Lord. Okay? Subhanallah. It seems so small, but the translation is quite lengthy, you know? Or maybe my handwriting is just bad. Anyway, that is the translation of this phrase over here, Subhanallah. The praise, with the praise of your Lord. Okay, bihamdi rabbika, fasabbih bihamdi rabbika. So exalt with the praise of your Lord. Okay, great. Rabba hadha al-bayt. Which surah is this from? Yes, it's from Surah Quraysh. فَلْيَعْبُدُوا رَبَّ هَذَا الْبَيْتِ. Yes, Rabba means Lord. So Lord, هذا البيت means this house. So how can we put it together? Lord of this house. رَبَّ هَذَا الْبَيْتِ, Lord of this house. Over here we have Maliki Yawmiddin. So over here actually it's a very interesting example because there are two idafa phrases connected to each other. So there are two idafa phrases connected to each other. One of them is this, Maliki Yawmi. Maliki means owner, and Yawm means day. So Maliki Yawmi, and then Deen means judgment, right? So Malik Yawmiddin means owner of day of judgment. So you see, this is mudaf and this is mudaf ilay, and then this is also mudaf and this is mudaf ilay. Okay, so this word yawm, it has two functions. It's mudaf and it's also mudaf ilay, if you can sort of understand that. Mudaf. Okay, so it's meaning it is okay. Maliki is mudaf only, okay, because it is the first part, the first idafa phrase, and then the second part of the first idafa phrase is yawmi, so it is mudaf ilay. And then the second part of the idafa phrase, maybe I should use a different color. Yep, is this one. Okay, it is also mudaf for the second idafa phrase, and din is just mudaf ilay. Okay, so that's why yawmi, it's majroor. It has a kasra on it and doesn't have any tanween on it because it is, it has both qualities, both qualities of the mudaf and the mudaf ilay. So this is a very interesting example, and the translation of this is owner of the day of judgment. Okay, great. B means with أصحاب الفيل. ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بأصحاب الفيل. أصحاب الفيل, companions of the fil, elephant. Okay, now over here we have in Surah Fatiha صراط الذين. Now sirata means path, الذين means of those, okay, those. So path of those, okay, and then it's the rest of the sentence. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم, path of those who you have blessed upon. So you see, الذين can also be a mudaf ilay. It's a mudaf ilayhi, however, it doesn't change, okay? It doesn't change. It just stays the way it is. كذلك means thus, as we have learned. كذلك جزاء الكافرين. جزاء means recompense of the al-kafirin, the disbelievers. Okay, so kafirina, as we can see, is majroor, it's mudaf ilay. It's mudaf ilay, it's the second part of the idafa phrase, and it's majroor, as we can see, it has ina at the end because it is a plural word. Okay, and then we have from Surah Rahman, Rabbul Mashriqaini wa Rabbul Maghribain. Mashriqain, Mashriq means the sunrise, okay? The two sunrises. Yeah. So we have Rabbul Mashriqaini. Mashriqaini means two sunrises, yep. Lord of the two sunrises. Wa Rabbul Maghribaini, then Lord of the two sunsets. Okay, and we see that it is dual because it has aini at the end. Otherwise, the singular is actually mashriq. Mashriq means sunrise, and maghrib means sunset. Okay, yep, maghrib means sunset. Salatul maghrib, you know how we say Salatul maghrib. Yeah, so but it's dual, that's why it has aini at the end, because it's mudaf ilay. Mashriqaini is mudaf ilay, it's dual, and the sign, it's majroor. So it's mudaf ilay, it's mudaf ilayhi, and it is majroor And because it is dual, the sign for it being majroor is aini. Okay, aini. Yeah. And you know how we say, like, for example, Salatul Maghrib, Salatul Maghribi, yeah, is actually Salatul Maghribi, the prayer of sunset. Like Salatul Maghrib, Salah of Maghrib, for example. So, yeah. Keys to the Quran. So, mashallah, we have learnt many words so far. And this is the vocab list from the course so far. I recommend, actually, you must. This is a must. If you're going to print out any page from this whole PowerPoint, it might as well be this page over here. And I would like you to write the English meaning, go back to your lecture notes, and write the English meaning underneath all these words. Revise them very well because I'm going to be testing you on all of them before we head on to the next lesson. I will be telling you a few more extra words. I'll just go through it very quickly so that you can quickly write it and memorize it and do the homework with it as well. So we'll start from here. Yawmun, ayyamun, days, qalbun, qulubun, hearts, rasulun, rusulun, messengers, shay'un, ashya, things. Remember, if it has, the second word is the plural, okay? Kitab, kutub, books, bayina, evidence, hayat, life, amrun, umurun, it can mean command or matter or issue. Sharrun means evil. And then you can write khair as well. I think we know what khair means. Anyway, rahma means mercy, ayatun, ayatun, evidence or signs or verses, sama, samawatun, sky, skies, nafs, anfus, soul, selves. It can either mean selves or souls, okay? Your own souls. Sabil, subul, paths, nar, fire, qawm, aqwam, people, tribe. Ahl means family or people or just people. Azimun means great. Mubinun means clear. Alimun means learned. Someone who is learned, okay? And the plural is actually ulama. Ulama. So you can write that down as well. Shajaratun, ashjarun, trees. Qaryatun, qura, villages. La'anatun means curse. Ummatun, umamun, a nation or community. Bintun, banatun, daughter or girls. Baladun, baldatun, or bila, and the plural is biladun. So you can either have a masculine version of it or a feminine version of it. And it means country. Sahibun, ashabun, companions. Khasir, khasiruna, losers. Nahrun, anharun, river. Haddun, hududun, limits or laws or boundaries. Sharikun, shuraka, it means partners, okay? Partners. So sharik means one partner, shuraka, partners. Aqiba means end. The end, like the result. The final destination or the result of a person, okay? Yaminun, aymanun. Okay, so yaminun has two meanings, okay? It can either mean right, like, you know, the right side, or it can either mean oath, okay? And aymanun would be the plural of that. Okay, right, you know, the right direction. So ashabul yamin, the people of the right side, which is like the people of Jannah. Ma tilka biyaminika, what is in your right hand, O Musa, etc. Shimal means left, and shama'il means the left sides. Okay, an shama'ilihim, it's in the Quran somewhere. An-nas means people, like people, mankind, or mankind you can say as well. Wa'adun means promise. Kullun means every. Kullu shay means everything. Mulk means dominion or kingdom or sovereignty. Fawzun, success. Not successful person, success, like actual success. Nadirun means warner. Qadir means able or powerful or able. Fakihatun, fawakih. Fruits. Amalun, a'malun. Deeds. Maghfirah is forgiveness. Shahidun, shuhada. It can either mean martyr or witness. So please write these down with the translation, send it to me, and keep it on your wall, keep it on your phone, and just keep on. Your homework for this week is to memorize and revise the word list, and something interesting that you can do, that you shall do inshallah, is from the word list before that we just memorized right now, make 5 idafa phrases. Okay, so mix and match, do some mix and matching. Okay, you can have, for example, I don't know, like nahrul baladi. Nahrul baladi means river of the country. For example, you can have a lot of different things. Ahlul qariyati, people of the village. Da, da, da. And you don't have to translate it. Yeah, I mean, you do have to translate it, sorry. You don't have to make all of them into sentences. However, make 3 of them into full sentences. So, for example, Nahrul baladi azimun. For example, Nahrul baladi azimun, the river of the country is great. And that is how you make a sentence. Very easy. So give it a shot, and then we will share them in the class, inshallah. And the next homework that you need to do is find 5 examples of the idafa phrase. 5 examples of the idafa phrase from the Quran, and write the translation with it. We will share it with the class. So this is what I want you to do, is when you're reciting the Quran, be cognizant of, the harakas that are on each word, So try to find 5 idafa phrases, see how you go, and write them down in your exercise book, find the translation, just very quickly, as many as you can, even if it's 3 or 4 or 5, I'm happy with that, as long as you are being aware of the idafa phrase in the Quran. And this is optional homework for the very hardworking students among you, mashallah. If you have time, then go ahead and read these ayat, identify what is the mudaf, this first part of the idafa phrase, and what is the mudaf ilayhi in the following ayat. The thing is that even if you don't know the meaning of all the words, you can sort of understand which one is mudaf and which one is mudaf ilayh by now, hopefully. For example, let's do this first one together. Dhalika means that. Jaza'ul zalimin. So this is mudaf and this is mudaf ilayh. Okay. And then number 2, well, actually it's number 8. But anyway, qutila is a verb. Ashab is the mudaf. Ukhdud is the mudaf ilayh. And then so on and so forth. It's optional, so you don't have to do it at this point. However, I will probably make you do it later on when we have learned verbs. Yeah, and some good news. Alhamdulillah, we have finished nouns. Okay, we have finished with nouns. The noun we have finished it. We have covered all the topics that are related to nouns in Arabic grammar. Alhamdulillah. And you have learnt, mashallah, approximately 50% of all Quranic words with the grammar rules by now, if you have learnt it properly. So alhamdulillah, mashallah, tabarakallah, may Allah bless you for coming halfway through this course, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for you to continue on, so that we can learn minimum of 70% by the end of the course. So mashallah and alhamdulillah, may Allah ta'ala bless us on this journey. And jazakumullah khairan. Looking forward to seeing your homework and seeing you on the class this week. Okay, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.